So this is a tier list ranking of all the Battle Pass outfits from Season 1. And there's quite a lot because this is the season that had the alter egos, which basically means it's two outfits somewhat different. And for the first one, we have Turk and Riptide. So Riptide is kind of the more villainous version. That was a tier 1 skin, and this season also had challenges to unlock that alternate style, doing something kind of tied to how the outfit looks. Um, and I think overall he's not very good, but I also don't think he's bad. Like compared to any of the Chapter One um, outfits, I think he's pretty bad. But comparatively to the other outfits this season, I don't think he's too bad. The second one was Journey versus Hazard, and for her challenge, since she's like an explorer, you go to the top of the mountain to get her style. And I think her secondary style is better. I just like the colors more. And Rippley versus Sludge, I'd say he's a pretty good meme, kind of quirky character outfit, and I rank him pretty highly. And his purple style, which I'm considering overtime, technically it was never called that, but that's what it was. And I think that's the best because for him, it's all color based. It's not really the way they look in any way. Uh, and for Toxin versus uh, Remedy, I I don't like her. I like the green of the outfit, but I don't like how she has claws and whatnot. So I prefer the default, but even better than the default, I find, is the overtime because it adds a mask and it's purple, and I like the hat she has, which is gone in the toxic version. Um, and Eightball, I literally always forget that this outfit came in chapter 2 season 1. I always think that he comes from the season after with all the agency stuff like Midas and stealth and infiltration and whatnot. Um, and so I think he looks pretty cool. He was basically G.I. Joe before he came to the game, but I'm not a fan of his gold style. I do think his corrupted style is pretty cool. It's different. Like, it doesn't really keep any of the elements of the actual outfit, but I prefer it to almost every other enlightened style in the game. And Cameo versus Chic, I think the outfit's pretty good, although I do find it weird why they did this outfit, since in Season X, just the season prior, they did an outfit that almost looks one to one for this. So I find that odd, but I find that her style, her alternate form kind of thing, is better than her original. Um, and I think that Sorana is one of the worst skins, battle pass skins in the game. I literally forget she exists 99% of the time, and I also just don't think she looks very unique. Also, I don't know why she has heels if she's supposed to be an agent. That doesn't make too much sense to me. Her styles are nothing crazy. It's just a color swap. Um, and then Fusion, I also put super low. I also think he's one of the worst T100s. He's like on the same level or as Lux, really. I guess he's technically better because he looks somewhat cooler, but Lux and him are just super generic. And I forgot to do the last chick style, but um, that's how I rank everybody. And it's really, I don't know, it's just kind of all over the place. There's a lot of D and C, but there's also quite a bit of A and B. So I'm not sure how I'd rank other seasons other than this, but yeah, I'm not sure how this season ranks overall, but some of the outfits I think are pretty decent. And thanks for watching.